It's something you may have known all along. Simple, yes, but its power? Truly remarkable. 6 myths about water intake after meals for people over 70. Before you take your next sip of water after a meal, stop for just a moment. Because what I'm about to share might completely change how you think about one of the most basic parts of your daily routine. In the next few minutes, we're going to uncover 6 common myths about drinking water after meals and why believing them could quietly affect your digestion, your energy, and even your heart health. Now, you might already know some of these. They might even seem basic, but the truth is, the results of understanding them are out of this world. If you stay with me until the end of this video, you'll not only learn the truth behind each myth, but you'll also discover one simple, science-backed habit that could help you feel lighter, more comfortable, and more energized, especially after eating. It's a habit that's so easy to start today, and yet most people over 70 have never even heard of it. So whether you're sipping tea, a glass of water, or maybe you've just finished dinner, let's take this journey together. I promise, by the end, you'll have a brand new perspective, and it might just be the easiest health win you'll get this year. Myth 1. Water after meals dilutes stomach acid. You've probably heard this one before. Don't drink water after you eat. It'll dilute your stomach acid and stop digestion. Sounds logical, right? But science tells us something different. Your body is incredibly smart. When you eat, your stomach automatically produces the right amount of acid and enzymes to break down your food. Drinking a moderate amount of water doesn't wash away these digestive juices. It actually helps move food through your system more smoothly. For those of us over 70, hydration can even support regularity and reduce discomfort after meals. Think of it this way. Water is like a gentle river, carrying nutrients along their path, not a flood that washes them away. Now, I'm not talking about chugging a full liter right after dinner. That could make you feel bloated. But a glass of water? That's not your enemy. In fact, in many cases, it's your friend. The real key is timing and amount, which we'll get into later. So the next time someone warns you about ruining your digestion with a sip of water, you can smile and say, "My body knows what it's doing." And you'll be right. Myth 2. Water after meals causes weight gain. This myth has been floating around for decades, especially in diet magazines from the 70s and 80s. The idea is that drinking water after eating somehow pushes the food to be stored as fat. But here's the truth. Water contains 0 calories. 0! It doesn't trigger fat storage. In fact, for older adults, drinking water after a meal can slightly increase your metabolism for a short time, helping your body use energy more efficiently. Plus, staying hydrated supports your muscles, joints, and even your brain function. What people often mistake for water making them gain weight is actually water retention, and that's usually caused by too much sodium, hormonal changes, or certain medications, not by the act of drinking water itself. Here's something interesting. Some studies suggest that drinking water 20-30 minutes before a meal might help with portion control, while sipping during or after can make digestion more comfortable. So instead of worrying about your waistline when you reach for that post-meal glass, remember you're actually helping your body process and use the food you've just eaten more efficiently. Myth 3. Water after meals weakens digestive fire. Ayurveda misinterpretation. In some traditional health teachings, there's an idea that drinking water after meals extinguishes your digestive fire. While there's wisdom in ancient systems, this particular claim often gets misunderstood. The truth is, water is a natural part of digestion. Your saliva, stomach juices, and intestinal fluids are mostly water. Rather than putting out the fire, think of it as adding the perfect amount of steam so everything cooks evenly. Now, it's true if you drink ice-cold water right after a heavy, hot meal, you might feel some discomfort, especially if your digestion is already sensitive. That's why warm or room temperature water is often easier on the stomach, particularly for people over 70. So yes, there's value in avoiding extremes, but moderate, comfortable sips of water, they're not harming you. In fact, they can make nutrient absorption smoother. I always like to tell my friends, you wouldn't bake bread without moisture, and you wouldn't digest food without it either. Both need the right balance to turn out just right. Myth 4. Drinking water after meals causes bloating. Bloating after meals is frustrating, and for many older adults, it's a daily discomfort. But here's the thing. In most cases, it's not water that's to blame. It's the type of food, how quickly you eat, or even how much air you swallow while eating. Carbonated drinks? Yes, they can trap gas in your stomach. But still water? Not the villain. In fact, gentle sips can help move trapped gas and ease bloating over time. If you find yourself uncomfortably full, try slowing your eating pace, chewing thoroughly, and limiting carbonated beverages during meals. You might notice your bloating drop dramatically without cutting out water. For people over 70, bloating can also be linked to slower digestion, certain medications, or even posture during and after meals. Staying upright and walking for a few minutes after eating, paired with adequate hydration, can work wonders. So instead of fearing your water glass, focus on mindful eating habits. That's where the real relief comes from. Myth 5. Water after meals flushes out nutrients. I hear this one a lot. Don't drink after meals, you'll flush out all the vitamins and minerals. But here's the truth. Your digestive system is not a leaky pipe where nutrients just wash away. Once food reaches your stomach, nutrients begin breaking down and absorbing into your bloodstream through your intestines, a process that takes hours. Water doesn't suddenly hit the flush button. In fact, for older adults, being well hydrated is key for nutrient transport. Without enough water, your blood can't carry those nutrients efficiently to your cells. So water is actually part of the delivery system, not a thief in the night stealing your nutrition. If you're worried about absorption, focus more on the quality of your meals and less on the timing of your water. A balanced plate with enough fiber, protein, and healthy fats, plus hydration, works together like a well-rehearsed orchestra. Myth 6. Water after meals is bad for the heart. This myth often comes from confusion about fluid balance in the body. Some people believe that drinking water after a meal overloads the circulatory system, especially in older adults. While it's true that people with severe heart or kidney issues may need to monitor fluid intake, for most healthy adults over 70, moderate water after meals is not only safe, it can actually help maintain healthy blood pressure and circulation. Dehydration, on the other hand, can make your heart work harder. Think of your blood as a river. Without enough water, it becomes thicker, harder to pump, and more taxing on your heart. So unless your doctor has advised specific limits, a glass of water after a meal can be part of a heart-friendly routine.
So let's take a moment to recap. We've just busted 6 common myths. It doesn't dilute your stomach acid. It doesn't cause weight gain. It doesn't put out your digestive fire. It doesn't cause bloating. It doesn't flush away nutrients. And it's not bad for your heart. If you're still here with me, and I hope you are, type the number 1 in the comments right now so I know you're part of the group that's committed to learning and taking action. Because next, we're moving into the real questions. If these myths aren't true, then what is the best way for someone over 70 to drink water around meals for maximum comfort, digestion, and health? That's where things get exciting. Why hydration timing matters more than myths. Timing, not myths, is where the magic really happens. For older adults, digestion can be slower, so small tweaks can make a big difference. Drinking a glass of water about 20-30 minutes before a meal can help prime your digestive system and reduce the risk of overeating. During meals, gentle sipping helps with swallowing and keeps food moving. After meals, waiting 15-20 minutes before having a bit more water can sometimes prevent that overly full feeling, especially after heavier foods. This isn't about strict rules, it's about understanding your own body's rhythm. And the great news? Once you tune into your hydration timing, you may notice less bloating, more energy, and smoother digestion without giving up that satisfying after-dinner drink of water you love. The role of water temperature. Here's something most people overlook. Temperature matters. For those over 70, extremely cold water right after a hot meal can cause temporary stomach tightening, which might slow digestion. On the flip side, very hot liquids can sometimes irritate the esophagus or stomach lining if you have acid reflux. The sweet spot? Lukewarm or room temperature water. Gentle, soothing, and easy on the digestive system. In fact, in many cultures known for longevity, people drink warm water or tea with and after meals as a daily habit. This small adjustment can make a surprisingly big difference, especially if you've struggled with stomach discomfort in the past. How much water is just right? You might be wondering, how much should I drink after meals? The answer isn't one size fits all, but for most older adults, 4 to 8 ounces after a meal is comfortable and beneficial. That's about half to a full cup. More than that all at once might make you feel stuffed, especially if the meal was heavy. But remember, total daily hydration matters more than any single moment. Spread your intake throughout the day, before meals, between meals, and after meals. This helps your body stay consistently hydrated without overloading your stomach. Think of it as watering a plant. A steady drip keeps it healthy, while dumping a whole bucket at once just makes a mess. Listening to your body. One of the best tools you have isn't a nutrition chart or a stopwatch. It's your own awareness. After your next meal, notice how you feel if you take a few sips of water versus none at all. Do you feel more comfortable, less thirsty, more bloated? Your body gives you feedback constantly. You just need to pause and listen. For those over 70, this is especially important because thirst signals can become weaker with age. You might not feel thirsty until you're already dehydrated. So instead of waiting for thirst, make hydration a gentle, consistent habit that you adjust based on how you feel in the moment. Hidden benefits of water after meals. Here's something many people overlook. Drinking water after meals can actually help with oral health. It rinses away food particles, reduces acid in the mouth, and supports saliva production, all of which protect your teeth and gums. For older adults, this can be especially important because gum health is closely linked to heart health. Plus, post-meal hydration can help prevent that dry mouth feeling that sometimes comes with certain medications. It's like giving your body a mini cleanse from the inside out, without any fancy supplements or complicated routines. If you've been nodding along so far and you're thinking, this makes sense, then I want you to type 1 in the comments below right now so I know you're part of the group that's committed to learning and taking action. Because next, we're moving into the real questions. If these myths aren't true, then what is the best way for someone over 70 to drink water around meals for maximum comfort, digestion, and health? That's where things get exciting.
The link between hydration and medication. For many people over 70, medications are a daily reality. Some of these, like diuretics, blood pressure pills, or certain pain relievers, can affect your fluid balance. Drinking a moderate amount of water after meals can help your body process these medications and reduce side effects like constipation or dry mouth. But here's the key. If your doctor has given you specific fluid restrictions, follow them. Otherwise, post-meal hydration can actually support your medication routine by making it easier for your body to absorb and process what it needs. Social and lifestyle benefits. Water after meals isn't just about health. It's also about lifestyle. Sharing a glass of water or tea after dinner can become a comforting ritual, a moment to slow down and connect. For those living alone, it can be part of a self-care routine that signals the end of a meal and the start of relaxation time. Small, enjoyable habits like this are what make healthy living sustainable. And the beauty is you're not just doing something good for your body, you're also creating moments of peace and connection. Setting the stage for the big tip. We've covered a lot of ground, but now we've reached the most important part of this video. The myths are gone, the facts are clear, but how do you put it all into action in a way that's simple and effortless? In the next section, I'm going to share the single most effective hydration method for people over 70 to enjoy water after meals without any of the discomforts we've talked about. And the best part, you can start it today, and you'll feel the difference within a week. The ultimate method. Here it is, the 3-phase hydration approach. Phase 1, drink about half a cup of water 20 to 30 minutes before your meal to prepare your digestion. Phase 2, sip slowly during your meal if needed, especially if food feels dry or hard to swallow. Phase 3, about 15 to 20 minutes after eating, have another half cup to 1 cup of lukewarm water. This method supports digestion, prevents bloating, and keeps your body hydrated all day long. You might already know parts of this. It might even seem basic, but the results are out of this world. Try it for a week and you'll see and feel the difference. Now, if you found this helpful, type 2 in the comments below so I know you're ready to take action. And make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video because there are so many more simple, powerful tips that can make life after 70 healthier, easier, and a lot more enjoyable.